Hello, good morning, everyone. Bonjour, good morning.
Thank you for coming here in this beautiful city of Barcelona. Maybe not as beautiful as this beautiful prison also in Barcelona, La Modelo. And thank you, Carmina Gustrán, por estar con nosotros, to be with us here today, and all of you participating in this seminar. Today's seminar about an aspect that from the European Observatory of Memories, as you may know, we are working since a long time ago. This not anymore new concept of dissonant heritage and comfortable memories, patrimoine confortable, patrimonio incómodo. And we are dealing with that. We are working on these projects, and we are very happy to share with you, of course, your expertise, your opinions, and to share with you this European project. Dora Ivanova and our friends of Euroclio, University of Bologna, and the others. And of course, sharing also this project with our ministry, Secretaría de Estado Memoria Democrática, and this year, Commissioner Carmen, that she is responsible of these 50 years of the death of our dictator, Franco, and we have projects on many things that she's going to explain to us, but above all, also pointing and working with us on this dissonant heritage and patrimonio in common that we are to confront. We were talking with Horst this morning that we are living a quite hot agenda here in Spain too. The project about Caídos, the big monument in Pamplona, is getting again on the table of the political and not political also experts' agenda. We will see if there will be a kind of competition. And then Valle de los Caídos too. No? The government of the state in Madrid, Spain, launched an international competition to create an international project to deal with what can we do with this big monument as Valle de Cuelgamuros or Valle de los Caídos. No? So we are here too. You will visit later on this prison, this place. This place was also indicated has a dissonant heritage in this informal group that we are working also with one of the partners from Berlin, with Jan Schulz, and we put 3 or 4 projects, the big monument on the south of Catalonia, in Tortosa, this prison, and of course the Valle de los Caídos in the south of Madrid. And we did a project of museography and museology. Fabian, you know, that we present in Brussels in the architectural school too, some months ago. And we are on the step that the city council, that they are collaborating with us in this seminar too, but they said that they don't have money by the time, and then we will wait. We have the project. We are going to call for architects to help to your project, to our project, or share museography and museology about the reconversion on a memory site, one part of the prison of memory site. We can talk more about later on. But we have this kind of stuff. So this is an example that the things that is happening always in Spain since a long time ago. You know that our first republic was in 1931, so it means we have long time ago, then the Spanish Civil War, then a long dictatorship for 40 years. Then we had a long period of transition. Then we have now 50 years of the commemoration of the death of the dictatorship. So, the dictator, sorry. So we have a kind of, let me say, a kind of a, impossibility on a budget, maybe, on a political volunteer, but also on budgets, because we have quite a lot. We are working on these topics 20 years ago, from university and from other parts of our responsibilities, but then we have, how do you say, cajones, no? in English? Drawers, no? Tiroir. Many, no? In Spain, in many sides of, many places of Spain, we have a lot of projects. And architects, you know a lot about that, but of course, and the projects could not be developed because, I don't know, because political decision on the first step and then budget decision on the second step. So we are here to discuss all these things. Okay, I'm finishing because we have a lot of things to do all of the day. Thank you, Carmina, gracias por estar aquí con nosotros. Gracias por...
Carmina, thanks for being here. Thanks for your collaboration and help. Recently, we also started to work together, and I'd also like to greet the Secretary of State for Democratic Memory, and I hope that from your direct or indirect responsibility with the government of Spain, that these projects will not just stay a project, but they can lead to international competitions, and through them we can see spaces that are gradually open to our citizens and reconverted. And to create this obligation, yesterday in a different meeting we were talking about the permanent duty to turn these spaces into pedagogical spaces. It's what concerns us the most after the analytical stage on what to do with these spaces and what not to do with them and how to turn them into a space that is open to our citizens as pedagogical spaces. And that is the challenge for all of us. And thank you also for finding time in your agenda to be with us today. Thank you so much. Thank you for the invitation. And thank you all for these projects that are gathering dust in a drawer. And we often have to run behind institutions and politicians to turn these projects into reality. Good morning.
Honor to welcome you to this international conference on communicating dissonant heritage. And it is an honor to be doing it here at La Model, because there is no better place, as Jordi was saying, at least in Barcelona, to talk about contested spaces, their past, their present, and their future. As the Commissioner for the government's campaign Spain in Freedom 50 years, I am fully aware of the challenges that dealing with art heritage may involve. This is because this year we are commemorating the 50th anniversary of General Franco's death as the beginning of the end of the Spanish dictatorship. In other words, we are celebrating the start of the Spanish transition to democracy, a difficult but fascinating journey to get freedom. This national milestone invites us not only to celebrate the consolidation of Spanish democracy, but also to engage critically and constructively with the legacies of authoritarianism and dissonant heritage related to it. What role does this contested heritage play in shaping democratic values today? Can we truly build inclusive futures if we ignore or erase the conflicts of the past? These questions relate directly to our Commissioner's aims that are threefold. Firstly, we want to communicate, to share all the knowledge, all the historical knowledge that had been gathered in the last decades on our recent past. The Spanish Civil War, the dictatorship, the transition to democracy, historians, anthropologists, sociologists have been working for decades, and there is an amount of work which is really impressive and that we want to share with ordinary people, with students at the schools, but also with all inhabitants of the country. Secondly, we want to celebrate the diverse and plural country that we have turned into. There are many problems in our current society, of course, but we are better off than 50 or 60 or 70 years ago. And that is something that we should celebrate and try to protect, because the context is a bit tricky. And thirdly, we want to create spaces to discuss and imagine what type of democracy we want as a society, and what is the role that the past, especially traumatic past and dissonant heritage, should play on this process. Communicate, celebrate, discuss, imagine concepts and aims that relate directly to this international conference. One of the clearest examples, or the most significant examples of dissonant heritage in Spain is the Valley of Cuelgamuros, formerly known as Valley of the Fallen, as Jordi was mentioning before. This site, for decades, has been a symbol of the Franco regime, is now undergoing a once-in-a-lifetime process. The Spanish government has opened an international ideas competition for the reinterpretation of the site. The competition aims at achieving a transformation of the site to recontextualize its meaning in line with the values of democracy. It is a process that is opening a discussion on multiple memories, recognizing historical trauma, reaffirming the victim's dignity. There are like many topics that go through this initiative. In this spirit, the question of how we communicate dissonant heritage becomes central. It requires us to confront histories and stories that remain sensitive, painful, divisive, or to do this with a commitment to inclusion, plurality, and civic responsibility. The work we are doing here today, sharing methodologies, experiences, and perspectives, fits directly to these broader efforts. Whether in Spain, Bulgaria, Italy, or elsewhere, rethinking dissonant heritage is not just about the past, it is, as you well know, about how we shape our future. Thank you for joining us in this conversation, and welcome.